And the internet is on. What's up, everybody? Don't have the little intro. I'm at home in my studio where I print things and make music. This is George Warp Charge Gaming. I'm here with Chris. He's floating around out there. And then we got James going to be joining us shortly when he's available too. It's been another excellent week, and this is episode 68. We do this every week on Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to catch up with us here for these live conversations, and of course you can go back and see some fun times that we've had over the course of the last 68 weeks. Today was super fun. Chris and I got to play the Trios packet, which is relevant because this weekend is going to be our Nova Trios primer here at Battlegrounds. Show our flyer real quick.
So why else is this Trios packet relevant?
Well, it's that's interesting thought there. So if you guys noticed there's a beautiful lineup of tournaments. We're running these as leagues at Battlegrounds, and we'd love for you to join us. But we just did our first major event last month. That was the 40K GT primer, which has had all kinds of ebbs and flows. We've been watching that. But now we're practicing for the 40K Trios event, and it's the first time we've ever ran our own Trios event. It's interesting. If it's already interesting itself as a tournament organizer to run teamed events, because you find how not everybody is like friends with each other, and to make three people join up, sometimes there has to be some. I like it because it does make people talk to each other and make friends. Where as gamers, we're not always the most good at communicating.
Outgoing.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Looking forward to it though. But this is our first time since the only time I ever got to play the Trios format is at Nova Open. So it's pretty cool to get to experience it once again. Unfortunately, we're still having to use the 2018 packets, even with less than 12 days remaining or something to Nova. These guys can't complete their missions for some reason. It is a charity, volunteer-based situation. I try to remind myself of that, but I don't know if that gives them an out in this case. And I'm sure some people would say absolutely it does, but I want my damn missions. So I'm a little sad that we don't have that quite yet.
It came up today. We played our practice game, and I've come to realize that I didn't even realize that their 2,000-point missions for the Trios was different than their standard missions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
I was like, surely it's Nova, right? Like, Nova is Nova. They're going to play the Nova missions. And it's like, oh, no, not those Nova missions.
Right, exactly. And they're completely different than the Nova GT missions, for sure. Completely different.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, over the course of the next day or so, make some analyses on my 2K and see if it's still good for the format.
Yeah. I need to double check. So we're currently playing at 2018. Apparently, it's going to be pretty much what they're doing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So no big deal. But I'm just trying to make sure we're actually on the internet right now. I'm pretty sure we are. I don't have.
I see us.
Okay,
I
cool.
see us on YouTube.
Yeah, being at home, it's tough to try to get a hold of the comments here. But the word is that the missions are. We got to play today, and it was fun. So Chris and I teamed up, and we went against our buddy Ethan and Will, and they played. I actually have the army list that we can show here, and we can talk a little bit about it. I'll show our list first, Chris, and you can tell us about we had to. It took us a while, and we've actually talked about on previous talk shows a lot about our list building thought processes here. And I know I went with a supportive role, and a lot of it was based around what James was bringing. We wanted James to bring pure offense based on what he was bringing for his 2000, being a corn turn one smack you in the face alpha strike type hit hard threat saturation thing. I think is that James there? Yeah. James, you up in here? That was strange. Just heard a notification, but I don't think he's really there. Anyways, the life of what we're describing. Yeah. So we wanted to be able to support James's pure offense. It limited what he could do in the 1,000-point list. So we had to kind of cater around that, and Chris and I provided support. And once we kind of realized the synergies, we knew that we wanted to combo the Sanctus Perils Sniper with the Demon Strat and cause 2d3 damage.
So good.
Yeah. I mean, man, if you kill, usually the Psychers are well protected and inside of a bubble and around other characters, and it's so awesome to get those spills. if you can get them to die. And it was really interesting today to see our opponents go through the efforts of trying to die from the kill
shot.
Yeah, the shot of the Sanctus. Instead of the actual perils portion, so that they didn't get cause all the spill damage. So that was definitely interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, so when Chris and I match up, because we're both kind of supportive to James's army, we become a quadruple battalion, and really kind of max anti-psyker. Because I'm running Ahriman and 3 other psyker characters, and then Chris has his own melee of psykers. And with us combined with our offensive output, we're dropping a bunch of smites. We got like a good 8 to 9 mortal wound output powers, I'd say, right?
Yeah, I mean, even with me only having 3 HQs that are psychers, I can put out like 4 D3 mortals, which is not super, but when you couple it with 1,000 Suns and the other HQs, it stacks quick.
Yeah, and we were cranking on the. We had 23 command points, spent 4 before the game began. And we were definitely rocking the CP. I think that one thing that I've mentioned before that I feel like strongly even more today, I saw it happen again, is just kind of Warp Surge is often a go-to for demon players. And I think it really sucks up CP, especially with the leadership check following. And I think it's kind of a trap command point, or stratagem that is.
Fair.
Because that extra 2 to 4 command points, particularly like I know that whenever we did your next Sanctus attack in the movement phase, we really wanted to be able. I think that was what we did for 3 CP. Or
the Keller morph where he came in at the very end.
Yeah.
We had 5 CP, and I didn't want to spend because you can do the combo where you can deep strike 3 inches away and shoot twice.
Right.
But because of the way our opponent screened, I didn't need to deploy 3 inches away. I just deployed, standard 9. And only spent 3 to shoot as I deployed.
Yeah, it was during that time period that we needed extra CP to do a fight twice with the Zangors and give them veterans of the Long War. And had we been able to vet them and give them fight twice, we would have been really a lot more effective at that moment.
I agree.
And so that was 2. I know that one of the turn, definitely Warp Surge is a trap type stratagem, and I think that just having that 2 to 4 extra CP could really tide the change of our game. Especially, and also what's the Tyranid thing where you do double damage?
Oh, Pathogenic Slime, where you +1 damage on the Hive Tyrants, for example. That's so good.
Yeah, I almost depending on the targets that we have to kill, it's almost like we need to always siphon enough CP to do that every turn.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like one of those weapons that people. It's like AP dash, so people are like, "Oh, I'm just gonna tank it." Right. But like when you get hit with 24 shots and you fail 6 of them, like, okay, well.
Yeah, it was really, man. I wish let's show them the army that we faced. So it was crazy. We went against a psychic heavy army. It was a 1,000 Suns detachment, and I think they had a battalion, and then a double supreme of Slanesh Heretic Astartes demons.
Very minimal.
Yeah, it was only 12 drops, 24 models total. And yeah, you can see the triple disco, the sorcerer and the double DPs. He had Ahriman and Magnus and the 3 units of Rubric Marines. And so he had all this stuff that, doesn't go down very easily without high AP weapons. They had invulns to boot, but all of our damage output, it's either mortal wounds and it's just going right by stuff, or it was
Devours, peppering.
Yeah, low AP cultist shots, but we were able to nearly table this army.
Yeah.
Turn 1, we took care of Ahriman with the Sanctus trick. First, when the blips popped, and we did it on their turn, and then we got a whole nother. And that's interesting, Chris, that we because if we went first, we actually got to do more in turn 1 with these that guy than had we went first.
Well, if we would have gone first, we would have still shot in the movement phase and then shot. We really only got to shoot twice with him in our turn, in that whole turn 1.
Right, but we got to shoot 3 times now because he came in on their turn 1.
Well, only 2 because I didn't get to shoot in our movement phase.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, I see. It's kind of the same difference. I see.
Yeah. It doesn't make a difference if it comes in on your opponent's your turn. I've almost considered having a second Sanctus in another detachment in my other lists to drop him on turn 2. That way I could, do shooting twice turn 1 and shooting twice turn 2 plus the one.
Wait a second. You can have more of those?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
I could run 3 of those snipers.
Jeez, they're terribly disgusting.
I would need 3 different cult detachments to do it, but I could absolutely do it.
Because cult have special restrictions on bringing more than one attachment. Yeah.
Yeah, none of their characters can be spammed in any detachment.
Yo, dude, that's nasty.
It's so good.
I love that, because the best part about it is so we needed AP weaponry, or they had great invulns in that army. You just saw the Thousand Suns and the demons like that. And the discos are a 2-up armor save, and the fact that it did a mortal on a 4-up was the clutchness that allowed us to cause these perils results. Yeah, it was cool, but yeah, guys, it was a great battle. I got a little bit of editing. I saw our mics were off on one of the moments inside the battle, so that's going to be something I got to deal with. But I might do a little bit of narration. It was a great battle, though. Chris and I really held the offense of the first couple turns, but it was a big swing for turn 3 and 4, where it was hard to tell what was going down. And especially with your, we waited till turn 3 to bring in the cult half of your forces. So we had 3 units of Rippers, 3 units of Acolytes, if not 2.
Yep.
You stair
2 because we dropped 1 early.
Yeah, but so much of our army was in reserve, and I was basically the hold the field for turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah.
And you came in and backed us up, and we kind of speed bumped them all the way to victory.
Yeah.
Very,
it was fun.
Very cool.
I thought it was very much how our army should play.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good demonstration of on paper what we're kind of supposed to be doing.
Sure. Yeah.
What up, Shadizo?
Yeah, Shadizo cracking up. Next episode 69, baby. We keep cracking up because we're fucking children about that. But I can't help but laugh.
Listen, man, we earned that one.
Oh yeah.
Or almost.
Yeah.
Give it a week.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on, what should you say? Having AP weapons is for noobs. It's all about poison weapons. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, listen, man. I can tell you, when I was playing my Nidzilla, those Death Watch with the Hellfire rounds wounding on 2s, that's basically poison. Disgusting. Wasn't a fan.
Right. Oh. Sitting here messing with the power here. So yeah, we had a great time practicing for Nova there. And I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's going to be cool to get to kind of see how this stuff plays out.
For sure.
So let's see. What else has been going down? We got Dice. That came down this week. Sorry, guys, I fuck with everything here. It's.
I think we got James, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, what's up? What's up, James?
George is on a roll, man. I wasn't going to interrupt that.
Was that rolling? Was it rolling good?
We'll come in.
James, lead us in conversation.
Lead us in conversation.
Yeah, talk to me. Tell me everything.
Dude, Space Marines are cool, man.
Yeah, the Space Marines. Yeah.
Did you get your hands on a codex yet?
No, I haven't, but I mean, they're all over the internet, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it looks pretty crazy, man. It looks pretty crazy.
I mean, stuff like Neg 3 suppressors, man, and all kinds of other stuff. They got tricks.
Dude, there's so many tricks. It's cult level tricks, bro.
That's kind of, honestly, it's funny. I didn't think of it in that kind of context, but based just off the chatter on the internet, obviously you have the crowd of people freaking out over the drop pods, but there's so many other micro combos that I'm seeing people talk about that I'm just wow, this is gonna be a good release.
Dude, for the drop pod situation, they just need to clarify a couple things with how they engage this ignoring tactical reserve, because allowing them to drop turn 1 or turn 6, I don't care. But the whole aspect of when are you tabled? Are you tabled if I get to go first? Because in ITC, if you go first and that drop pod army goes second and they have nothing on the board, they just lose.
They lose. Yep.
If you go per rule book, they have to drop something that turn to stay alive.
Yep.
And let's say they drop something turn 1, and then let's say Colt, for instance, where you put blips and then they go and they drop something and then you get to move afterwards. If you then table them on your turn, they're fucked.
That's it. Yeah.
Like they just need to clarify how it ignores it. Also, the whole 1,000 points, putting half in reserve, half not in reserve. Like it might ignore that, but when you have other things, like does that now ignore it? Like they just have to kind of clarify it a little bit. But once
tightening up.
Yeah, once it's clarified, I definitely feel that it has a play. You're not going to see 8 drop pod armies and like trying to alpha strike people. It just doesn't work with this edition because you let me go first. Even with my low model count, I have so much speed. You're not dropping one on the board. Plain and simple. Like
screening game is important, man. I mean, I can tell you, even with skeleton crews of objective scores in my backfield and whatnot, very rarely does anyone deep strike anything in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a detachment of drop pods now. Talk about 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're talking
hard to pass up.
Yeah, you're saying at any point in the game from turn 1 to turn 6, I have something sitting in reserve, waiting and knowing that it's going to deliver its force, and like so every bit of that points that you're spending is worth it.
Yep.
I think that's super tactical, super huge. That ups like the scale of Marines' power dramatically, and then you throw in these doctrines that like honors them if they're mono.
They're
not bringing in guard, they're not bringing in knights, they're staying mono. So now they got these tactical doctrines, and I like how it limits them. Like they can't just jump around.
James, I haven't studied it very much. But are you saying army wide they need to be pure to gain these benefits, or
they have to have the Angels of Death keyword
in the whole army?
Like the Angels of Death is a new regiment.
It's a new keyword. It's going to be the new keyword for all Marines and all new Space Marine vehicles.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So their vehicles are affected. But, like, you can't bring a single commander.
Imperium, you can't bring the guard.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
0. No knights, no guard.
Okay.
Can you mix different chapters, James?
You can mix different chapters,
That's
and you can still summon an assassin.
Okay.
Okay.
That's tight, man. I'm really excited about all this. I think this is fucking awesome for the meta.
So that thing gives you the doctrines, and then, like, if you're playing around with these different chapters, you got like some super spicy combos because now they like change the way the relics work, where it's not like 1 CP, 1 relic, 3 CP for 2 relics. It's just 1 CP, 1 relic, 2 CP, 2 relic, 3 CP, 3 relic. Yeah, and then you can like now there's a stratagem where you can now buy a warlord trait, so you can go like superhero hammer and like make the Avengers, and play how you want that way. And then you play around with the drop pods, and then you play around with your pure, like, super good Primaris shit now. And then what's nice is you got these, like, dudes that can make it where you can't get within 12 inches of them. So now you can screen out, like, hiding those small units in buildings. Drop pods now are still cleared enough space where they can drop in. Like, you can see some next-level shit coming from Space Marines. And it is insane. When you get these good players opening up these books and dusting off all their old stuff, you're going to see some nasty things on the table. Like, whoo! So, it makes you scared as a Chaos player.
Well, it also can lead to excitement, though, right? Because then you got to ask, well, what about the Dreadclaw and you know the
are your drop pods getting the same treatment? / can you drop pod a bunch of berserkers?
And that's the thing is like that would be great, but we just got our Codex 2.0.
Yeah, we don't got chapter approved though, and that's just around the corner.
You're right, and there's definitely things they could do to like make this nicer Chaos, but right now it's just Marine treatment, and even the Marine treatment needs a super FAQ because of all their Forge World vehicles. Like they don't have
the new keyword.
Yeah, they don't have the Angels of Death. So as soon as you throw one Forge World vehicle in there, boom, you lose your tactical doctrines.
Yeah. Shadizo just mentioned White Scars. I haven't read his comment all the way yet, but I am excited about, like, if I could have a fully painted, beautiful White Scars army, I would love to. But I don't know anything about their new rules, but I do think it's cool that supplements are back. Like, we had the Yandon supplement back in the day. Like, supplements were cool. You had the Farsight Enclave supplement. I know that's like Tau and Eldar, but still, even like kind of the Demonkin was a supplement of sorts.
Well, that was the new release.
I hear you, but
No, that was a codex. That's how I was introduced to demons and Chaos Space Marines.
Lot of duplicate entries.
That is a codex.
It's a lot of duplicate entries, but yeah.
So what do you think about Death Guard, George?
That is
Is it a codex or is it a supplement?
I guess a supplement means all the rules aren't there, and you're pulling off of a core book. So yeah, it's its own. But respect. But I do love that. I like the trend of it. It means that updates and new things can come quicker.
Oh, dude, White Scars are nasty. They have the true hit and run now.
Yeah.
So you throw a jump pack on them, they now fly over lines, tag something, and then they fall back, fly over another line.
Yeah, they got high fleet Kraken treatment.
What's Shadizo saying? He's saying it's a question. White Scars has a rule that on a 4-up, the model can't back out of combat. So the jump pack charges an Eldar flyer, and you roll a 4+, is that flyer killed? Yeah.
Well, depending on the flyer, because there are some flyers that can go into hover mode,
right,
and then fight back. But if they're supersonic and they can't go into hover mode, then they're gone.
Totally.
Also, I forget what format it is. I don't remember if it's Adepticon, Nova, or ITC, but somebody raised that same question with the contorted epitome.
Yeah,
and it failed to work for some reason. Like they had something in their mission packet that eliminated it.
Yeah, I guess that could happen, but
like the way that it happened is essentially what it boiled down to is they decided that planes moving out of combat isn't a fallback move, so it just broke the epitomes thing.
Yeah,
I think he's going to ruin that, but currently with the raw rulebook, that thing dies, and it's a relic snare, and I think it's awesome because it's on a 4-up, so you're not going against leaderships, you're going against straight up just a 4-up. Let me re-roll that. Dude, that's clutch. You throw that in with a Blood Angels Smash Captain, where he's got the no Overwatch, and those two are just the true Imperium Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't Overwatch. Oh, we stay in combat. Oh, we're just gonna keep tag teaming off of shit.
Right.
And they always work because they fight in death.
So I got two thoughts, but one, obviously I'd like these this new book to somehow translate to my Space Wolves being better. I know there's the shock troops and that could help for sure. You're
supposed to be getting your own type of doctrine thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, respect. But yeah, what I think is interesting on kind of a wide angle lens or looking from afar there is like when I see, you'll see the internet like this drop pods. I saw some like 200 comment Facebook page post where.
Dude, I'm mad salty about the drop pods because I'm a cult player. But at the same time.
Okay, this applies to you then, Chris, because
absolutely.
So my perspective on the ones that get salty early is that what I get excited about, because I don't think even James is talking as kind of gushing over these new rules, and I think it's
you started in 7th edition, you know what you're talking about.
And I think it's kind of under this mantra of that. I don't think James and I or either of us are going to be collecting Space Marines to use this new stuff. But what's exciting is what it offers to the precedent it sets, and the vibe of change that exists within the game. The fact that things get. I love when people are chasing this. I'm going to get 3 Diodarios, or I'm going to play this guy's list or this guy's list, or I'm going to get flyers. I love people wasting money trying to chase the meta. And if they just played what they thought was fucking cool and just collected their army, then as these things ebb and flow, then you're gonna like everybody that sold their Space Marines because they've been sucking, or the people, the hardcores are now back and strong and feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
But also just that all this is speaking to what's next for everyone in different ways, and it's it leads to new and exciting holes, and it makes curiosity is what drives my inspiration. And now I have new foes to face that I'm curious of how I'll react, how to solve those puzzles, and I think it's great.
Yeah, and I mean the game, you don't want it to stagnate, but beyond that, speaking to new direction and the age you started in, I mean you started in 7th edition with all these formations, and I don't want to go too much into speculation about old Warhammer, but formations in 7th edition, obviously way good, very obviously good. They were intended to be built fluffy. I love the idea of Games Workshop saying, hey, if you build your Marine army as a mono, you play Marines,
yes,
you get these awesome rules. I'm thank God you figured out a way to do it that isn't oh, just have these free rules for running 3 Riptides. Congratulations. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love the restrictions. Same thing with the Gene Stewart Colt. Like, I'm amazed to hear you can take the three of the Sanctus snipers, but I respect that you have to put them in separate detachments. And the Tau thing with I still like the idea of them forcing characters 1 per detachment, just for the sake of making list making that much more challenging and to reduce the plug and play. Oh, this is good. I'll just take multiples of it.
I want to answer one of our comments / indulge them for all is dust.
Yeah.
You're calling BS that your Zangors can't do it? My cult guys were there before the drop pods were there, and somehow they landed on top of me.
Hey, I beat all that, bro. In Codex 2.0, forward operative still says, I can be right next to you, motherfucker.
You're the OG story of this.
No, it's still just FAQ'd wrong. And I'm not allowed to do it. And that even costs CP, and you're rolling on the chance of going first to make this optimized. Like, that is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I mean, that's honestly, to me, that is, I think, one of the bigger gripes with the drop pod change. It's less of a like, oh, Marines are good, drop pods. It's more like, why is this different? It's almost like the OCD tick, like, why are you doing this? And I get you at the end of the day, like, we need some variance in the rules. I mean, look at Gene Stealer Cult's Agents of Vex.
Hey, I'm a combat army, bro. Please drop turn 1 9 inches from me, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no kidding. Dude, that's right. Man, James,
Dude, as I saw all this stuff, I'm like, oh, man, this has made my games way more fun.
You would have been an excellent fly in the room during our game, James. I think it would have been very valuable to have your perspective weighing in.
Yeah, I think you would have enjoyed it though, James. They threw Magnus right in our face off the bat, and Chris and I. So we played this. We used the double Plague Bearer blobs to totally surround all of our meat and potatoes, all of my psychers.
Clamshell.
Yeah, the Hive Tyrants, and they didn't take any guns practically, so we just kept the Hive Tyrants safe from all their combat, because they basically took your list where they had triple discos, double.
Dude, I was seeing their list and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's like my 3 disco list that I'm playing with you guys,
right?
And then my Magnus Aramon list I'm taking with Matt.
Yeah, it was very interesting, man. But we gave them this nut to crack, and we put because of the way the mission is in the trios, where it's based on percentiles of their army killed. So they were trying to kill 75% of our army, or they were trying to only kill 50% of our army.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to keep 75% of their army alive. That was their
primaries. Did not work out for them.
No.
Oh no.
Yep. But we used the Plague Bearers as this double bubble wrap from the back and the front, so that we could move the front squad and then move all of our characters, and then push all the back squad around all those characters, so there was no place for demon princes or anything to warp time in. And we just kept using our psychic prowess and the things that we knew to start breaking down the onion of their list, is we had to take care of Aramon and Magnus as the first step to remove their denies, and they ended up warp timing turn 1. They took first and then put Magnus up in our face, and we only gave them Plague Bearers to fight, and they only ended up killing. they only ended up killing 4. We warp surged the Plague Bearers even just against Magnus's 8 attacks, and we only lost 4.
Yeah.
So we lost 4 Plague Bearers to their Magnus in our face, and we just put our whole army into Magnus and took them down. The Zangors with the final blow.
I mean, turn 1 was. I mean, if you're looking at it from like the cinematic, fluffy perspective, like, we killed Magnus and Aramon. The Thousand Sons are done. They're like, we wiped out a chapter of Marines.
We went right for that. It was gross.
Hey,
yeah,
you just chopped the head off the snake, man.
Exactly.
Oh, you're thinking about growing back another one?
Well, what's nuts is, as strong as that was, so we felt like, okay, if this was chess, we didn't even give away a pawn and just took the queen and the rooks, but the 3 discos did so much work.
They were flawless, right? And one was the warlord.
Yeah, and he gave the mecha chendrils and
2 were Bale Flamers, 1 was the autocannon.
Well, the thing is that Chris and I's list, we don't have hardly any AP. And so he's getting these 2-up armor saves, and then he had the battalion of Rubric Marines, so they were just getting 2-up saves, standing in the open all over the place.
The highest ranged AP I had was -1.
So they still got 2-up.
Yeah, and Chris at one point did 48 shots into a disco and did 0 wins.
Yeah, he rolled all 2-ups, all of them.
Yep. So, but we so we had to play turn 1, turn 2, we had the hey, what are you gonna do now? They had hid the discos, and then they went ramming all in, and
see, that's dumb. You got to go forward with the discos with Magnus. You got to back that shit up.
Yeah, they should not have fed Magnus.
I agree with you.
They should not.
I totally agree.
If you're gonna try to ever play an assault army in this edition of 40K,
can't be afraid.
You have to back your shit up. Because if you hit it with 1 unit, it's going to die because there's screens, the shit will fall back and shoot. There's too much counter where you cannot send one thing. And I don't care if it's the biggest, baddest thing ever. You want to back something up with at least 3. And the reason I say at least 3 units is if you just do 2, they're going to override. And you're going to get another one smashed.
Yep.
So you got to have 3 so that you're going to put out more than you take.
Speaking of discos, I actually have a few images. Let me show you this one that James just finished for me. This guy is looking badass, Red Corsairs corn style.
Ooh.
Looking super cool.
He should be there tomorrow.
Oh man, take a look at this 3D printed base with all these badass custom cobwebs James put all over it. Super sick.
Yar.
And then speaking of 3D printing and discos, here's a Slanesh disco for our buddy Kevin. He's got this awesome band speaker theme going on, and James found these files to 3D print. He got these little Dixie cups and shit. It looks amazing, man. The kegs, super, super cool.
I had to make the solo cup file.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Impressive, dude. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That shit looks so cool. But yeah,
I just wanted to look like a party, bro.
Yeah, no, I love it. Super pumped to get the disco hanging out, and it's gonna be a great time.
You could almost get, you know how they make those Marine casualties where they're just laying on their backs and stuff like that, passed out next to a solo cup.
Oh yeah, that would be great. That'd be great.
I think I have a casualty still left.
Yeah, just got to make them look really drunk. Yeah, a little bit of spittle, vomit stuff.
That's a cool project.
I do like that a lot, man.
Oh, do you have the picture of the actual Lord Discordant that I'm painting to go on that base?
No, not on me. Oh, I do have the crazy. Oh yeah, I do. I got the leopard shenanigans.
I gotta show it.
Hold on, it's on. I got a close up of the leopard you've been working on. Is that the same? That Slaneshi disco is gonna be leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Here, I'll go to the camera for your shot here.
I like it.
I don't think it's working.
Nah, wait 1 second. Hitting buttons. Here's the.
I can see the first picture.
There we go. Yeah, it looks terrible. your camera is not showing it well.
Yeah, no, not working.
Oh well. Yeah, you got especially glitchy for that moment. It was strange.
It'll be all right.
You broke it. It was too magnificent.
An amazing picture.
It was too magnificent. It was like, get out of here.
YouTube blurted out. They were like, you can't have this many views.
You can't. The shoulder feels a bit off. Is he gonna fit on that base? All his dust is asking.
Oh, he'll fit. We'll make it fit.
Yeah, that fits over that base perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's all spider-legged and whatnot.
So are those cobwebs, you said they're 3D printed?
No. The bases.
Okay.
The bases.
Okay. I was understanding the cobwebs themselves were also 3D printed, and I was like, that seems very interesting to me.
No, this is the how I make the cobwebs.
Green Stuff World.
Yeah, spider serum.
That looks good. I may have to grab some of that for some Tyranid stuff.
It's pretty tight.
It fucks your airbrush up real bad.
I could believe it.
So basically what you do is you put it in your airbrush, and it basically silly strings your model. Like it just it shoots out a liquid plastic that as it goes into the air, it like cures and becomes like spider webs, but it fucking just gunks up everything inside your airbrush. And you have to completely dismantle it and clean the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
That sounds
But it's
fun.
really fun to just play with silly string.
Yeah, respect. Yo, I'm curious.
And yeah,
We at the same time had a thought, Chris, but I'm wondering. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, man. I was going to answer all his dust. Yeah, James designed those 3D cups.
Ah, yes. Yeah. I had never seen Little Solo Cup files. That's pretty awesome. I'm wondering who's going to Nova, dude. And I'm just thinking how James is about to be fucking on the East Coast again, and we're all going to Nova. It's going to be badass. We were just talking about all the hotel situation, all our bros, and how we're, linking up and matching up, and it's going to be amazing. Wednesday through Sunday, we are partying. And I'm wondering who else is going to be there. And even if you're watching this on the back end, we'd love to hear from you. Let's meet up and hang out and have a good time. Nobody, you know what? I'm just going to call it out right now. If you play Age of Sigmar Champions, nobody plays that game, and I'd love to play at the bar or something. I'm pretty much, I'm a sad man, and no one plays it. No one plays it here. It's like a dead game, and I made this awesome Scarbrand deck, and I took it to its maximum height, and then it just died, and it was all work for nothing.
Wow, bro. Wow.
I'm never this happened with Shadespire, Underworlds. It happened with Age of Sigmar Champions, and I can't take the heartbreak, man. Gaslands was kinda. That was my own fault. I didn't try very hard. Kill Team is a game that I will not accept it doing that.
Good.
I just flag in the ground. I will continue to just be play. It's such a great game, and I've been having a great time. That's a lot of our bat reps lately. I have posted. There's been a ton of the demon list that I've came to a conclusion on, but we just posted up 3 bat reps. I did a Grey Knights match with the demons to try how that would go in Kill Team. That was a good time. Have been having a lot of conversation on the Glass Half Dead Kill Team Discord. The Kill Team scene seems to be in the know that's the kind of the hotspot hangout. To talk the game, and I've been enjoying the different community leaders that are on there. That there's the organizers that run SoCal Open and the BAO, the Bay Area Open, and some Nova folks are all in there. So it's cool to have a bunch of tournament perspective folks. There was a guy from Spain in there talking about what his scene's like, and it's been pretty cool to talk to these active Kill Team players and seeing how live the game is for a lot of folks out there. It's pretty cool. That's my biggest excitement about Nova. I'm playing 15 freaking matches minimum. Yeah, it's going down. So if you are going to Nova and you're playing Kill Team, we should see each other.
I saw, based off of Battle Rep, George, that you're bringing some sauce to Nova.
Yeah, I plan to bring the heat. It turns out I'm not the only one, but I think there's going to be several opportunities for mirror matches. The main deal is I'm loving the skepticism and also what I think may be some pitfalls that others are falling into as far as rules that they're some people are really in love with the demonettes. So we're talking about demons and Kill Team released in the latest Wife Dwarf, and for me it was a game-changing situation for how excited I am about Kill Team because I've been wanting to play demons in it for a long time. And you basically can just take the 4 basics: Bloodletters, Demonettes, not Nurglin, I wish.
Poxwalkers?
Yeah, pink horrors and Bloodletters, and basically it's they're really good, and it's people have different opinions on whether what kind of blend of the demons you bring. And what's kind of neat is that the general populace seems to find that there's not a this is the way method yet, and that everybody seems everybody seems to have their own special way they like to run it. I think obviously the way that I'm liking to run it, I think is very informed and works very well. I think the coolest thing about it, I guess, is that I think that it's required to know thy enemy, and that there's a default probably number of pink horrors, which are fantastic. What the craziest thing I mentioned on the chat, but blues and brims, they actually get to Cybolt or Smite as well, which blew my mind. That made them even that much more broken.
How can they have blues and brims and not Nurglings?
No shit, right? I agree. They could have easily done it. I mean, plus we don't get any elite entries. We don't get any commander entries.
You can't field the blues or brimstones as a unit. They have to be through a split.
Yeah, that's true.
But besides that, no, I mean, I agree with you. They're the least fleshed out faction in Kill Team at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's very versatile. I think the pink horrors are phenomenal, and they're really what takes them over the edge as far as being an excellent faction. But a 10-man kill team, minimum of 5 pink, and then the rest is up to debate. And I don't think it's really a debate. It's more of this. It's all about what your opponent brings, and then knowing what to bring in those circumstances is the part that's more to be fleshed out as the perfect choice. But then you have to mix in what secondaries are available to dictate your choices as well. I'm having a hard time not. At first, I was pretty keen to the bloodletters like many are, but after a lot of talk with my friends and playtesting, Plague Bearers, man, just staying power, the toughness 4 versus T3, the fact you can give them a -1, the 5 of invuln and feel no pain, of course. It just makes a pretty big difference in a game with as little shots as Kill Team has. And certain factions are pretty strength 3 heavy, and making them 5s to wound is just huge in that game. So yeah, Plague Bears. Plague Bears and Pinks have pretty much. It's been hard for me to want to take Bloodletters. It's like only against Terminators would I do that probably, and only if there was secondaries that I drew that required killing. And it's just interesting because people all over the world having the conversation about what's the best to do with demons right now. Is everybody's a different perspective because everybody's playing a different tournament system. Nova is 100 points elites, while the SoCal Open is 125 points, and that's coming up in October. So there's a lot of people looking at Nova as the follow-up with what's going on at SoCal Open in October. And just there's a lot of debate on right now the Nova Open missions are a Ultima style coming from the Arena set way of picking your missions. It's you draw 6 at random, and then you both pick 3 out of those 6 drawn random objectives. And it seems that it's a point of discussion on whether that's the appropriate thing to do in a tournament setting. They much rather have preset secondaries that you already know ahead of time of what you're getting into. Age old thing though, right? Like balancing fun and like that sense of excitement with like balance and making everything equal and the same. That's an age old concept within the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get surprised when big events, and it doesn't happen often, but you see some big events still do like randomized missions, and I'm just kind of like, as a TO, it's interesting that that's a style you chose, because I feel like when you have these different games, because it is a different game when you have the same mission on 2 different deployment maps, I don't know. It just seems easier from an organizational standpoint to just be like, everyone is playing this.
Right. Oh, dude, I'm just seeing all these people saying what's up about going to Nova. All Dusted was like, wait, what? You guys 3D printed that stuff? And then James the 3D Beast all agreed. Matt Hull, my homie, said he's going to be at Nova. That's great.
He said you guys are going to throw some dice.
Shadizo said he's going to have a kid, man. Congrats, bro.
New army.
Yeah, I know that's wild and crazy, man. Yeah, sorry you'll miss the event, but I get it. Sadly, couldn't get a Champions ticket. Those sold fast, so I'm going to a GT that weekend. Oh, man, we could have got you into that thing. I know somebody getting rid of a ticket right now. I'll be shocked if you and I don't wind up facing off, Matt says. I kind of hope not, but just because I'm scared. But we'll probably, I would imagine if we do, it's going to be in those finals at the GT is what I'm hoping. We got to make it to bracket 1, man. First day of the Kill Team GT is nerve-wracking because it's kind of like the moment you lose a game, you're not going to make it to the top bracket. So
yeah.
So that's a challenge. And then if you do make it, then day 2 is all top bracket fighting, and it's like win or lose for that. So
I mean, it seems like the strategy is to win.
Yeah, winning. That's what we got to do, guys. Antonio says he's been enjoying the bat reps. That's awesome, man. Thank you. And Always Death says he hadn't tried the new Kill Team since Arena came out. Might try Demons, and he got convinced. Dude, Demons and Kill Team are fucking cool, man. It's real fun.
Glad to see they let you out of the restaurant Senor Halls.
Yeah. I was talking to old Bobby this past week. Hit me up on Facebook. Pretty fun, pretty cool. Yeah. But let's see, what else? We got Space Marine thing. We talked a little bit about that. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's exciting. We got dice, so to show pictures because I'm thinking of stuff. Chris has been working on this Necron terrain that we 3D printed with James' company.
I have been like a demon inspired on this Necron terrain, and I got to be honest, man. This morning, I washed the nozzle tip to my airbrush down the drain of my sink, and I'm so goddamn angry.
Dang it, man!
I've had that happen like a dozen times, and it almost always gets caught in the J trap in the pipe, and I get it out. But not this time. So it's It's gonna slow down my progress at least like 2 days, which sucks.
Right.
But oh well.
I feels you. I think I hollered about this last week, but just a cool pic of the 3 boxes that our homie got with his Patreon reward. I think it was Kyle. I keep forgetting. I just remember his email, Pitspawn. But old Pitspawn there, he was our latest and greatest Patreon reward there. If you guys probably saw it at the bottom of the screen. If you're not familiar, if you want to get involved, but we pay out every month. We give back to the people that can throw us down that kind of support, and let them go on a shopping spree at our partners at Battlegrounds, and it's super fun. Get to go pick out the stuff that they want and just send them some sweet stuff. And so that's going to be cool to have him get that. And hopefully, Heretic Hornet, we sent him the 3D printed Tyranid terrain, and I really hope he gets to check that stuff out. It went all the way to Finland. So it was pretty crazy distance to travel, and I hope everything makes it there okay. It's 3D printed terrain. I don't know how it's going to do through all that travel.
I mean, hopefully it handles the heat pretty well. That's my biggest concern.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I've heard of some of it melting in cars, but
I've even just leaving stuff out of the Prime, I've had some of it warp, but luckily, I mean, that's once again exposed to direct sunlight for an extended period of time.
Right, and it's like black, so.
Yeah.
James, you been doing any tournaments or anything lately? What have you been up to? I can't remember.
No tournaments or anything.
Yeah, you've just been painting and hobbying, right?
Trying to.
Yeah.
Kids going to school soon, so
I guess you did. I guess
things like that.
Yeah, you have been cranking on a whole bunch of digital art for Battlegrounds as well.
Yeah,
forgot about.
I've been doing things,
yeah.
stuff and things,
doing things. I mean, all I can really think about is Nova, man.
Yeah, I printed up that low discordant so that you had it and I could borrow it.
Yep.
Yeah, that took a lot of my time.
I mean, we're like 12 days away, dog.
Yeah, got my plane
ticket. 2 weeks.
Yep, it's a big deal. It's exciting. It sounds like we got everything squared away with Mike and Ali as far as we got our crew to party with, to hang with. We got a couple rooms to bounce between. Got our rides figured out. It's going to be great.
Sweet.
So, Toby, in our comments, that's actually literally the thought that I had this morning, but I checked both Hobby Lobby and Michael's. Both stock the nozzle that I need, but both are out of inventory. I was very sad. But, yes, wise words for anyone who is looking for some on-the-fly hobby supplies. Always use those, 40% off coupons at, Hobby Lobby and Michael's. They're there.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. All his dust says that. He's like, damn, big choice. Yeah, dude, the tickets are going, man. Get up on there. Get up in there. I didn't even think they were refundable. I'm surprised that there's actually, things that be coming available out of nowhere like that. Always Dust asked you, James, how long do you think we have on the AL trait? Alpha Legion trait.
Before it's Raven Wing or whatever it's called. What are those Raven people that are next one day?
Raven Guard.
Raven Guard, yeah. I don't know, man. This whole chaos of getting a codex that was the same codex with still stuff not completely updated. and then Space Marines getting a whole new layout. I'm not sure. No clue.
Whoa, Chris got in here 3 times. It's amazing.
I don't. Yeah, I see that. There's an old picture.
I'm looking at Frozen Chris. Weird.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the Alpha Legion thing. I want them to bring back forward operative properly. And then I will worry about Alpha Legion. But until then, they're dead to me.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about Berserkers right now if they got these assault shock troop things so that they're getting 10 attacks with their double swing.
So we
already know Firebrand in there.
They are.
And now they're getting.
We know that, right? We already know Berserkers.
We truly don't 100% know.
Really?
Like they said that we were going to get the same treatment, and the book basically says that like all the Marines get it, but we still don't know what Chaos gets until the FAQ or chapter.
Yeah.
So we don't have Shaka troops.
As you play right now, there's nothing that says Chaos gets it.
Ah.
So
actually, I even watched a mini Wargame bat rep where they played New Space Marines against the Grey Knights, and just for like solidarity, they let Grey Knights use the rule because even Grey Knights technically don't have it right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So like they're supposed to be getting it, but as of right now, they don't have it. So if you go to a tournament where they're allowed New Space Marine rules, your Chaos has the disadvantage there.
Mm-hmm.
But I want them to get it. I'm sure they're getting it, so that they're going to have basically World Eater Berserkers, 4 axe attacks and 1 chainsword attack, and they
10 attacks,
and they could do that twice. And then if you tail in Scarbrand in there, that's an extra 2 more axe attacks
per model.
And then one of the units can fight the 3rd time.
You know,
and it's just like, man, I'm truly going to Rhino Rush hard with Bloodthirsters and just Berserkers.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
I love that though.
Yeah, it sounds great. But yo, do we know? I mean, I don't have no idea. Is Nova gonna allow these crazy drop pods and shit? Is that?
I have no idea. Like, I was actually looking at Nova stuff while we were doing things because I need to email them because I have this Kit Bash Catan I've been using, and if you have any type of conversion or count as, you have to get it approved. If you don't have it approved, they pull it out of your list. So I need to get that email sent.
Yeah, they're permissive. I'm not worried about you getting DQ'd on that or anything. But at the same time, yeah, you're right. It is the right channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just looking at that.
But yeah, can we use this? Is there going to be turn 1 drop pods?
Matthew Hull says no, in our chat. I don't know what the time cutoff is, but I'm not upset if we don't see new Marines at Nova.
Yeah, he would know for sure. He's got his finger on the pulse. I don't think so. I think Nova's 2 weeks out thing, and the book drops next week. Okay. Yeah. Who knows? Because I sent them an email like, hey, where the hell's the trios packet? And they had told me that both the GT and the trios packet are still under construction, and they're working on it as fast as possible. So I mean, even though it says on the GT packet is the latest update that it was the final thing. Apparently, it's still under construction from the email I got.
I mean, honestly, and part of that, I think, George, goes back to the fact that the last time they said it was the final packet, it still had a bunch of typos and stuff in there. Like you and I both have seen a few of the missions say that the primary is 12 points instead of 18 points and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to change any of the rules. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to fix all the stupid typos they left in there.
That's fair, for sure. I just think it's pretty crazy how far out or how close it is, and we don't have really just the trios mission just upsets me.
I'm kind of shocked that we hadn't got everything locked in like a month in advance.
For real. But it's okay. It's okay. It was a little crazy when I emailed them too, and I asked them about one of the deals with their missions where if you place the objective in the center of the board,
they were like, "Don't be a dick."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They said jerk.
Yeah.
They were like, George, don't be an asshole.
It kind of threw me off, guys. I definitely kind of kirked out a little bit. Like
I didn't even know how to react to that. I was like,
my eye twitched. Like, I was all twitching eyes and shit. I'm trying to find it now because it's crazy. Oh, here we go. I got it. I got to share this. Okay. So I was just like, yo, guys, no big deal. But in the missions where players each place objectives, we found that in practicing that if you place the first objective directly in the middle of the board, there's no location for the other player to place their objective. And it's because that they have the rule that it has to be 12 inches from the edge and 12 inches from another objective. I showed them their deployment zone map with the objectives in all 4 corners, and then showed how with the 12 and the 12, there's only this middle area of the board you can put it, and if the first player places their objective and puts it right in the center, the other player can't place theirs. So I was suggesting that either I was placing it incorrectly to how they were expecting me to, because obviously there shouldn't be a way to block out my opponent's objective, or they need to update their packet to, help with this situation. So I was just trying to let them know. you know. And but they told me that I was measuring the objectives correctly, center to center. But as an additional note, and this is from the team, it's literally written like this. Super loud.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Just knocked over my compressor.
Oh, God. So, yeah, as an additional note on this from the team, it's more of a don't be a jerk. It's feasible to block the objective, but once again, don't be a jerk.
So I was kind of thinking about that response more and more since you've gotten it.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, in that mission, you get the bonus for scoring your opponent's objective.
Right.
So even if you do that, you kind of cheat yourself of being able to score bonus points.
I agree, but there's plenty of, like, if you're pure Knights Army and you got 5 models, like, you want as little objectives as possible out there.
Yeah.
Right? There's circumstances, and it's just like, haha, take that. There's plenty of, it's just basically you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to weaponize the objective placement.
I agree.
Unless that's what they intended. But instead of, like, taking accountability for the fact that they had an error in the mission that could create a circumstance of this issue, they just say that it's more I'm supposed to feel out as a tournament player how not to be a jerk when I'm like, that'd be kind of a dickhead move to stop him from putting his objective down. So I should scoot it over a little bit. Or let's say, because how I figured out that you could do it is that I accidentally did it. I put it, I was like, I want my objective right here in the middle. That seems like the perfect.
I got an interesting question, George, on the being a dick thing. Do we start our timers for chess clocks before or after we start deploying objectives?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because if it's before, you could just be like, well, you have to deploy this objective and it's impossible, so you're just going to stand here until the game ends.
Right. Yeah, totally.
I mean, I don't know who would win in that situation, but, just for the sake of argument, like...
Yes, exactly. So I was pretty thrown off by this circumstance, but I mean, hey, they in their packet, there's also this other really funny thing where it says that you're not allowed in the army building stage of the trios packet. So apparently the trio is supposed to be a more friendly circumstance. It says that you could be, the judges could call you on your list being overly competitive, or something like unnecessary. Yeah, it was like overly competitive or like unnecessarily competitive. I didn't understand how to calibrate that. And it seems like a joke, So, like, I guess that it's about they really should call it, like, I don't know. I guess they do. They like put it at the front of their packet, like the golden rule about the relationship, and like you're there to have fun. It's for charity, etc., etc. And I'm probably just looking at it too intensely. But I don't.
George got winning on the mind.
I don't like the language of "don't be a jerk" and you're supposed to figure out what being a jerk is, and or don't be overly competitive in a tournament. Like, if you want to call it like the trios event and just take out the word tournament, then maybe you might help out with making it not a competitive thing. But it's your 10th year anniversary. Like, pull your pants up. We're fucking fighting it out. It's a battle.
Wow.
Dylan just cracked out the I'm a big boy IP standing up.
I don't like this. Don't be a jerk. I'm fucking here to win, bitch.
Wow.
No, I mean, obviously I want to take fun seriously, and that's a contract between both players to have fun, but
winning is fun.
Yeah.
And serious.
My old district manager at my old retail job said, winning isn't easy, but it sure is fun.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I think that it is that when you want to study, if like you take pride in practicing and studying and trying to be the best player you can be, and when it's not kind of reciprocated by the event organizers, you feel like what the hell? Like I care a lot, and I want you to care as much as me.
I own you.
I don't think that. No.
Get to work, rules slave.
They just like, it's for charity, brah. Which I appreciate. I'm gonna drink a lot of drinks for charity.
Exactly. See, and I'm more likely to donate to charity if they come to us with an event that's complete where I don't have to feel like a dick about donating money to charity. You know what I mean? If I can feel good while like crushing skulls and giving money to children, we're good.
I'm bringing pure corn, bro. I'm playing for charity.
Yeah, respect. It's good. I mean, like, you know, they say they just sent out it's 12 Days of Nova important newsletter, and they talk about their volunteerism and like hug a person you see working hard because they're doing it from the goodness of their heart and shit. Like, I think, like, I bragged for the last couple years, the Nova experience compared to, say, the Adepticon experience is two totally different vibes, and it is a big part of the charity situation of the event. And there's a lot, there's a lot of like family and like love feeling, and just like we're doing something good. Well, I don't know. It seems to it's like an event with an intention, and I really appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of respect to that, and it creates a very interesting aura, especially like the bar that they open up. That's like a rooftop bar.
Oh man!
And besides the drinking, obviously that's fun, but they have like a live band and like all these, like you got the GW designers and shit just sitting there hanging out with the tournament.
They made us feel like they wanted us to hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they create that sort of atmosphere, and they're like, you know,
there was free cookies, and even at one point, like upstairs, the upstairs bar for a few hours, there was like free shrimp and stuff like that people could just snack on while they're getting drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like,
and if you're,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you're like a fanboy, you're like, look, there's the dudes from Frontline Gaming, and you know, there's all these cool people that you know we watch from afar and get to hang out with, or just getting to meet people that you know that are of the like mind. I love the saturation of people of the same mindset, especially when you know again. Gamers are pretty distant, and we hardly ever get to kind of like relate and hang out, and just that atmosphere of just kind of being in that hotel for several days, and it's such a large place to meander around, an exciting place to hang out. It's a good scene, man. It's really fun.
Well, and I think, and it's not talking about you know the hobby like 40K, for example, but like there's something to be really seen there as something people want, because I mean you look at Comic-Con. You look at all of these conventions that are like quote unquote nerdy hobbies. Like people love this stuff, man. I mean, this is what we're about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hell, what Nova was inspired me to want to jump off the ledge and make this Warp Charge thing even go down.
Yeah, man.
It's an inspiring place. I can't wait for James to get to experience too, and you to come back, Chris. It's gonna be fucking great,
dude. Yeah, I'm sad I didn't make it last year. Honestly, I mean, You know, I'm not doing the GT this year, but, you know, I'm going to do the trios, and I'll probably stay like an extra day or at least an extra day and a half and just enjoy the atmosphere, you know, bump elbows with other gamers. And just, I mean, even last time I was there, man, I bought like a book from like an aspiring author who was out there, you know, working their booth, and it was a good book.
Yeah, no, it'll be cool. We'll get to see Death Ray Designs. They'll have some heads from Best Coast Pairing. We'll get to meet in person. And Mini Duels is an awesome booth that I've seen at Adepticon the last 2 years, as well as Nova, and really made friends with those guys. Looking forward to seeing them. Table War will be there, and they sold awesome deals on Kill Team mats at Adepticon, and we should expect that again. I'd love to see Crystal Fortress out there. It's really hard to get a vendor booth at Nova. You know, it's 10 years running, and they pretty much have like a zero turnover of vendors not coming back. We've experienced that with Warp Charge over the last year here, trying to get into Nova and Adepticon. It's very challenging. We've wanted our own booth at these cons, and it's been and been able to figure out the way to manifest the budget to do so with our partners, but just could not get a spot because the people just really want to be at those events that have been coming there for years now. Interesting thing. It's tough, man. It's tough. Man, it would be great though one day. Like, right, I'm about to try to put together a like 2020 plan for our direction, and just trying to, you know, where we've been able to accomplish a lot of milestones and that we've came out of, that we made goals for ourselves, and it's time to be able to go up and beyond that stuff, and gotta make a plan and try to execute. So excited to kind of get that in the mind here. I don't know what spawned my thought on that, but interesting.
Well, I mean, the booth and like us, you know, trying to lock in the next steps.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Whatnot.
Yeah, 2020 goal. Again, it's super hard to get into one of these vendors, but it'd be nice to add another con to our repertoire. We're getting James down here for the first time. We've gone to Adepticon twice and plan to keep that in the rotation. But Gen Con, Gen Con's not really a major draw to me. Besides the fact that there's like thousands, it's like 70,000. I don't even need more people that go to that thing. So it's probably a good idea to be in that environment. But more interested in things like this Atlanta Open, this $10,000 tournament like we talked about last week, or LVO, BAO, SoCal Open, etc.
Yeah, all the O's, dude.
Yeah.
Anything with an O in it, we want to go to it.
Yep, ATC, right. Yeah, more events. Getting on kind of a traveling schedule or something of that nature. It'd be great to get invited to do our streams and things like that at these events, and somehow make that a way that we get in, or I cover the traveling costs of these things. But man, with such big money rolling in, like what's going on at this $10,000 tournament,
I said Atlanta, man, they have the money and the computers to do it. They don't need us.
Yeah, when they're streaming,
unfortunately,
yeah, it's getting tough, man. I mean, even GW, like just them alone being at a con like they are at these big majors that we'd want to be at, their system is so. I mean, they have a whole team of people busting their ass the whole weekend streaming those games.
Oh no, they literally have just every one of these events you go to, on top of the camera crew, on top of everything else, they have 2 people just sitting at a booth, like sitting in chairs, talking to the audience the whole time.
Exactly. Like we can't.
Like, what?
Yeah, we couldn't imagine just sitting there and just like narrating the game while with.
I mean, we don't even have one person to do that. They have a team of people that can have back and forth about like ESPN style, like
right.
Oh, they did this and blah blah blah.
Their cameras are also remote controlled, so I mean that kind of helps too. Shit's crazy. But yeah, it's would love it.
Necrons.
Definitely hit us up if you want us to travel to your event. If you can help us cover travel costs, it could be a thing. Let's see. I'm missing the commentaries. I have no idea where. Oh, 10:06. We're flying through this show. Atlanta, baby. All as Dust says Atlanta. You guys keep. We said. All as Dust said we got to ice Kenny. Yep, beer and
easily done.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're getting to the tail end of this episode, man. Anything that you want to add, Chris or James?
I'm ready to go, dude. My ticket's paid for, Nova's paid for. I'm ready to get at it.
Yeah, man. Well,
next time I see you people, it will be episode 69.
Yeah,
exactly.
The 22nd, episode 69. 1 week before Nova, we'll be gushing even more about what's going on. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the finalized packets or some sort of update of that nature. But yeah, it's been great.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have to. I don't have to ask this on stream, I guess. But we don't have to submit our list for Nova like a week in advance, right?
Nah.
I didn't think so.
Nah, it's when you.
I didn't remember that being a thing the last time I went. But to be fair, that was
it's
2 Novas ago.
It's when you register, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, at the event. But yeah, it's been great. Yep, and you guys rule. Thanks for joining me, and thank you everybody that tuned in. And I hope you keep taking fun seriously and catch us next time, because we will be here, episode 69. See you guys later. Keep taking fun seriously.
Adios.